television show Fairfax County Stories by Lady Fairfax 2009 Filipino-American Corazon Sandoval Foley. Today's program is scheduled for October 2011 to celebrate National Filipino-American Heritage Month, and I am very pleased to share with you stories of my Sandoval family, a Filipino-American family who started life in Manila, Philippines, moved to the metropolitan Washington, D.C. area starting in the mid-1960s, and has flourished. I'm also sharing with you photos of my grandmother, my father, my mother, and the rest of my family during our early life in Manila, Philippines. Our family stories now include those of my parents' great-grandchildren who were born in the last few years, including my own grandson, Daniel Padraig Foley, whom we call our quarter Asian sensation. My nephew, Michael Sandoval, has very kindly agreed to share his special perspectives as a young Filipino-American born in the Philippines and has lived some 27 years of his life in Fairfax County, Virginia, where he is a performing artist. My eldest brother, Adalberto, very kindly agreed to interview my mother, Virginia, to share her remarkable memory and love of life at 92 years of age. With stories from my mother, Virginia, my brother, Adalberto, and my nephew, Michael, I hope you will understand a bit of the wonderful stories of Filipino Americans. Let me begin by sharing the history of National Filipino American Heritage Month and the intertwined history of Filipinos and Americans. During the 400th anniversary of Jamestown's settlement in 2007, I wrote a short story that was included in the Fairfax County Jamestown Legacy book in Fairfax County Stories 1607 to 2007. My story was entitled, "It Began with the 1898 Spanish-American War, Filipinos and Other Asian Americans in Fairfax County." That story, by the way, led to my book on Fairfax County Asian American History Project that was sponsored by Fairfax County Chairman Sharon Bulova, and for which I received that lovely title of Lady Fairfax 2009. The Spanish-American War was a milestone for Fairfax County because it helped develop Dan Loring, and it triggered the migration of Filipino Americans, some of whom settled in Fairfax County, along with other Asian Americans. 400 years after Jamestown was settled, Asian Americans have become the largest minority group in Fairfax County, with Filipino Americans ranking as the 5th largest Asian American group, with almost 12,000 Fairfax County residents with Filipino heritage. In my 2010 book on the Fairfax County Asian American History Project, I fleshed out more details about Filipino American history, noting that in 2008, for the first time ever, Fairfax County officially recognized the month of October as Filipino American History Month. The month recognizes the economic, cultural, social, and other notable contributions Filipino Americans had made in countless ways toward the development of United States history, and commemorates the fact that the earliest documented proof of Filipino presence in the continental United States falls in the month of October in the year of our Lord, 1587, through H.R. Wagner's book on Unamuno's voyage to California in 1587. It took a long time from 1587 in California through 1793 with the first permanent Filipino settlement in Louisiana, then in 1898 with the American acquisition of the Philippines as colonial territory, followed by 1906 with the first immigration of Filipino laborers in Hawaii, before Filipino residents were recorded in 1930 as residents of Fairfax County. Since 1930, Filipino Americans have flourished in Fairfax County, and we take today's story to 2011, when my very own Sandoval family celebrated my mother's 92nd year at the Foley home in Burke at Fairfax County, Virginia. Let us begin the Sandoval story with my grandmother, Felicidad Tino, who was born at the turn of the 20th century, just when the Americans took over the Philippines. Her family came from Nueva Ecija in central Luzon, a major island in the Philippines, and she lived most of her life in Manila, the capital city. As a young girl, she worked in the Tabacalera tobacco factory, rolling cigars destined for export. She shared stories from World War II, notably how she and other Filipino women were present during the Bataan Death March. They brought small rolls of rice wrapped in little banana leaves to the Bataan Death March area and tossed them surreptitiously to the starving American and Filipino soldiers who were prisoners of the Japanese. The soldiers would grab those rice pieces and eat them as fast as they can. She emphasized that they had to be very careful, for if the Japanese soldiers saw what the Filipino were doing, helping the Americans and Filipinos, they would be arrested or killed on the spot. My grandmother said that the long sayas, or Filipino skirts with big pockets, gave them the camouflage to hide the small rice rolls in little banana leaves. Our family installed a small graveside memorial to our grandmother here in Fairfax County at Fairfax Memorial Park, right beside where my father was buried in 2004. My father, Cristiano Sandoval, was born in 1913, some 15 years after the Spanish-American War. His formative years, from 1913 to 1946, were spent living under American colonial rule, and he was classified as an American national in Manila. His father, Manuel Sandoval, was a member of a prominent political family in their province in Palawan. Philippine history books record the stories of the Sandoval family from their original province in Iloilo in the Visayan region until their move to Palawan, where the Sandoval family produced important political leaders like governors, congressmen, and high-ranking ministers, starting from the Spanish times to the present. My own father, Graciano Sandoval, graduated from the University of Santo Tomas and was one of the first officers of the Central Bank of the Philippines. My mother, Virginia Tino D. Sandoval, was born in 1919 in Tondo, Manila. Her father originally came from Amoy, now Xiamen, China. She graduated at the top of her class, the valedictorian of Torres High School, and worked as an auditor of the Philippine National Bank. My parents had 6 children: Edelberto, Milagros, Corazon, Rafael, Reynaldo, and Ramon. We all graduated from college, enjoyed professional careers, and are now settling down to retirement and the pleasures of babysitting our grandchildren, along with civic contributions to our community, in my case, Fairfax County, Virginia. My father died in 2004 and was buried in Fairfax Memorial Park, where we also installed a small gravesite memorial to honor our grandmother, Ima Felicidad Tino, along with my father-in-law, Daniel Foley. In 2011, my mother has 6 living children, 8 grandchildren, 4 great-grandchildren, with 2 more on the way. The Sandoval family has certainly flourished since we started moving to the U.S. in the mid-1960s. Let us now move to Fairfax County in 2011 and share with you the Filipino language as my eldest brother, Edelberto, asks my mother the birth dates of her children. My mother's responses underscore her remarkable memory and intellectual agility at 92 years old. My nephew Michael will continue interviewing my mother and will then discuss his own special perspectives as a Fairfax County Filipino-American. The interviews are accompanied by photos of our 2011 family celebrations in Fairfax County, Virginia.
Come on. Okay, Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to
Kailan ang birthday ni Edilberto?
...1944.
O sino ang sumunod kay Edilberto?
Baby,
Kailan ang birthday ni Baby?
1947.
Sino ang sumunod kay Baby?
Cora,
Kailan pinanganak si Cora?
1950.
Sino ang sumunod kay Cora?
Rap,
Kailan pinanganak si Rap?
1952.
Sino ang sumunod kay Rap?
Ray,
Kailan pinanganak si Ray?
1956.
Sino ang sumunod kay Ray?
Ramon,
Kailan pinanganak si Mon?
1959.
Sino ang sumunod kay Mon?
Wala na.
Okay, this is Filipino Heritage Month, and Michael is going to talk about his family.
Hi, this is my grandmother Virginia. She was born in the Philippines July 17th, 1919. And, I don't know. When did you move to the States?
1974.
Wow, that's a lot. How many kids do you have?
4 boys, 2 girls.
Do you know how many grandkids you have? Grandchildren?
Grandchildren, 8.
Wow, that's a big family. Do you remember where you worked when you moved to the States?
Yeah, I am.
Very good. Aloha,
Hello.
why did you move to America?
It's better
Good.
living here.
What do you like about living in America?
Good people, good food, good work.
Good. Who did you live with when you moved to America?
Washington.
Oh, you lived in Washington. Okay. Who's your favorite child?
Favorite child?
Yeah.
Ramon.
Who's your favorite grandchild?
All of them.
Oh. Lola, where were you born?
And Tondo, Manila.
I don't know. What province did you live in?
Province,
Yes.
Vegasia.
Did you? What school did you go to?
School,
Yeah.
Torres High School.
Did you graduate #1?
Yes,
Yeah, valedictorian. Awesome. Where did you work when you were in the Philippines?
Philippine National Bank.
What did you do there?
Auditor.
Wow, very cool. How did you meet your husband? How did you meet Lolo?
After the war with me.
Okay.